Hey friends, it's Amy Dove, the Keto Queen. It's Wednesday, hump day. Whoop, whoop. I hope you're having a great day. We're home from work and we're making something so easy because it has been a week. We have gotten up early. We've gone to bed late. We've had a lot of appointments. Like, it's been a busy week. And I love to make this when it is so busy and hectic. So my question is, who loves sandwiches? Like, we've used this recipe to cook the most awesome sandwiches. Fried chicken sandwiches. We've made Italian chicken sandwiches. We've made BLTs. We've made, of course, the classic club sandwiches. We've made bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches. Like, we love this bread. It's our favorite bread. So as you're jumping on, I would love to know where you're watching from, what you're doing for dinner tonight that's low carb or keto friendly. I want to give you this recipe, and then while we're waiting for everybody to come on, I thought I'd give you just a little bit of a lesson I learned while I was in Orlando with Tony Robbins. Does everybody know Tony Robbins? This was the very first time I'd ever heard him speak. It was amazing. It was a group Zoom. There was 30 of us that came together to not only watch it, but to participate and to do the exercises together. It was great. And one thing he said that I already know this because I'm a woman of faith, and I'm going to tell you this all correlates to my favorite Bible verse in the entire book of the Bible, and that is Romans 8:28. Romans 8:28 tells us that all things work together for good to those who are called for his purpose. So everything, no matter how bad it is, every single thing on this earth, every single thing that happens to me is for God's purpose. I know this. Like, I've grown up learning this verse, and this is my favorite verse out of the entire Bible, and that's Romans 8:28. So one thing that we talked about while we were in Orlando, talking to Tony Robbins and learning from Tony Robbins, was this saying. And I really want you to consider this as something of hearing it a little different. Like, I've heard Romans 8:28 my entire life. I actually put that Bible verse. I did. I actually bought Ricky a new anniversary a new wedding ring as a gift, and I had that Bible verse engraved on the inside. Romans 8:28. All things work together for good for those who are called to his purpose. So let me just say it a different way, and let me show you this recipe really quick. Let me show you my rendition that I absolutely love. This is mine and Ricky's absolute favorite bread. It is delicious. I call it the mayo shuffle. Some people call it the Wonder Bread shuffle. You can do it a bunch of different ways. I've seen people cook it a lot of different ways, but I'm not a big fan of the traditional shuffle. The traditional shuffle is made with cheese, and the reason I'm not a huge fan is because it's hard. Like, it always cuts the roof of my mouth. They usually are always kind of hard and crunchy, which I love crunch, but I don't love that shuffle bread for sandwiches because it always cuts the roof of my mouth. So we love this bread. This is I call it the mayo shuffle. Look, it's soft. It tastes almost identical to loaf bread. Now, I'm not going to say identical to like Blue Bunny. I don't even know if Blue Bunny a bread. Ricky, name me some bread brands. I haven't bought bread in so long, I don't even know. Is it Blue Bunny that's a bread band? Wonder Bread, okay, Blue Bunny, Wonder Bread. Like, it doesn't taste like Wonder Bread, I will tell you that. But it is delicious. It is absolutely delicious. It tastes really soft. It tastes the most like regular bread of anything we have ever had over the years. It's called the mayo shuffle. So if you haven't tried it before, I want to give you this recipe. As I'm making it, I want to go over the thing that I learned so much in Orlando from Tony Robbins, but I want to re-preference it in a second. But let me go over this recipe while I'm putting in my next batch. This recipe for one sandwich. So one sandwich is the top and the bottom, right? So one sandwich. We're going to make turkey clubs tonight. So I've got bacon, I've got pepper cracked turkey, I've got tomatoes and lettuce and mayonnaise. It's going to be delicious. One top, one bottom is a sandwich. So for one sandwich, it calls for 1 egg, 1 tablespoon of almond flour. I like extra fine or fine or extra fine almond flour. So 1 egg, 1 tablespoon of almond flour, 1 tablespoon of mayonnaise, the mayonnaise you love, an 1/8 teaspoon of baking powder, and a teaspoon of water. That's it. So 1 egg, 1 tablespoon of almond flour, an 1/8 teaspoon of baking powder, a teaspoon of water. I think that's it. 1 tablespoon of almond flour. Did I say that? That's it. The recipe is in this link, guys. And when you mix it all together, now I've like tripled the recipe because I'm making a bunch of them. But when you make this recipe and mix it, it kind of comes out to a consistency like this, kind of like a really thin pancake batter is what it looks like. And my pro tip when you're making these, if you have a waffle maker like this one's making 4 at a time. I just pulled off 2 sandwiches. But when you're using your waffle maker, whether it's this big one or a small one, about 2 tablespoons is the perfect amount so it doesn't overflow. So this is a little 2 tablespoon scoop here I use. And I just kind of tap it so it moves all around the waffle iron. And this is just the mini waffle iron. And you do not have to go out and buy anything. If you've got a regular big waffle iron, just put more than one, just fill it up. And then you can cut it into whatever size of bread you want. Now, I love this one because it makes 2 full sandwiches. I can make 4 breads. But if you have one of the smaller ones like this one, I love these little baby things. They're like $9 at the store. I got this one on Amazon. It is the Dash brand, but I love this bread. All right, so I was asking where you're watching from, and I would love to know what you're doing for dinner tonight. And I prefaced this video by talking about my favorite Bible verse in the entire Bible. And the reason I'm talking about it is we talked about it, not this Bible verse, but we talked about the subject matter in Orlando with Tony Robbins. So I would love to know, what is your favorite Bible verse? If you don't mind, put your favorite Bible verse in the comments. So Romans 8:28 says that all things, and I believe it wholeheartedly. If I did not believe this is my life verse. If you did not believe this, or if I did not believe this, I would not have made it to the age of 46. I would not have done it. Because I have lived through and been through hard, crazy things in my life. And if I did not stand strong on this Bible verse and my faith, I wouldn't have made it, right? I'm just telling you, I would not have. So Romans 8:28 tells us that all things, every single thing, every single day, works together for God's goodness. It works together for God's glory. We might not see it, we might not feel it, but you have to have faith and know it. Now, I've been very blessed. Over the years of some trauma, I've seen goodness come out of horrible things. Like, I've seen goodness come out of horrible things. It did not affect me in the good way, but it affected me in the bad way, but I saw fruits from it. So, like, we have to know Romans 8:28 is a real thing. Romans 8:28, my favorite verse. Now, when we were in Orlando with Tony Robbins, let me just tell you, we basically spoke about this exact same thing, but he phrased it a little different. So I want to tell you. He says, all things, all bad things. Hang on, I want to say it the way he said it, because I've done said this verse so many times now. Okay, I know it. Bad things happen for you. Write this down. Romans 8:28, and then write this down. Just a different way to take it. Romans 8:28 says all things work together for God's glory to those who are called to his purpose. Tony Robbins says, and I've heard this from other people, but I've never really correlated them together. He says bad things happen for you. Sounds crazy, right? Bad things happen for you. But our job is to find out what the good is, because there's good in all things. There is good in all things. Everything happens for us, not to us. Nothing happens to you. It happens for you. Now, I can tell you, if you're in that spot right now where you're thinking, Amy, you're crazy as crap. No. I froze. Let me see if my Wi-Fi's on. My Wi-Fi is on. So what do y'all think is happening there? We're asking for Bible verses. We're talking about God's glory. Can y'all hear and see me now? Give me some hearts if you can hear it and see me now. I'm looking for some hearts. If you guys can't hear me, I'm going to end the video. Can you hear me and see me now? There we go. I see one heart. Here they come. Thank you, guys. All right. So if you're just jumping on, I would love to know where you're watching from. First of all, where are you watching from? I would love to know what you're doing for dinner tonight, but we have gotten off on a whole different subject here. We're making shuffles tonight. My favorite bread is the mayo shuffle. I love the mayo shuffle. It's soft. I'm not a fan of the traditional shuffles, which is made with egg and cheese. They're just hard. They cut the roof of my mouth every time I have them. So I love this shuffle. It's called the mayo shuffle. It's super soft. You can bend it. You can make it into whatever you want to. I love it. We're making turkey clubs tonight. Pepper jack or pepper crack or cracked turkey. Cracked turkey bacon shuffles tonight. So we're excited. I've got lettuce, I've got tomatoes, I got my crispy bacon, I got my turkey and my American cheese. It's going to be delicious. But I don't want to bore you with the other subject. I just wanted to know if you guys are on the same page with me. If you understand what I'm saying, say, I got you. Say, I got you. If you're just jumping on, you kind of missed that, and it's okay. You guys can go back to the front of the video. I'm going to go ahead and take this next batch off. So fast and easy, and look, got a little baby on there. I'm just going to pull him off. Fast and easy bread. Ricky can come on in and start making his sandwich if he wants to. And I'm going to be on here only for a second. I just want to make sure you guys don't have any questions for me. If you have any questions for me, put it in the comments. Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Absolutely, Sandra. I love it. Yeah, Phyllis got me. Phyllis has me. All right. Yes, I love these Bible verses. I'm actually going to be going back to this to read all of your favorite verses. So as you jump on, if you are watching the recording and you've gotten this far and you haven't yet, put your favorite verse in the subject or in the comments. I would love to know. The best mayo shuffles. I call them mayo shuffles. Some people call them Wonder Bread shuffles. They're delicious. Absolutely delicious. 1 tablespoon of almond flour, 1 egg, an 1/8 teaspoon of baking powder, a teaspoon of water, and 1 tablespoon of mayonnaise. The mayonnaise you love. You just put that into your little mini waffle iron, and that recipe makes a sandwich. So 1 top, 1 bottom sandwich, delicious. All right. If anybody has anything that I can help you with, just send me. Set my timer again.